Duct tape muffled the rhythm of my breathing. The van bumped hard. Mud road, probably rural, probably backcountry. My wrists burned. Plastic zip ties, tight. My head hung low, but my eyes were open. Dark inside. Smelled like gas and sweat. Up front, I heard her laugh. Her. Passenger seat. Window cracked. Smoke trailing from her lips like everything was normal. "My brother's heavier than I remember," he muttered, chuckling. Her voice floated back like ash. "Just get us to the swamp. Gators gotta eat." They thought I was unconscious. They forgot I served 20 years in special forces. They forgot I never sleep when I'm hunted. I twisted my wrists once, twice, felt the zip ties seam weaken against the edge of a hidden boot knife. It was only a matter of time now. It began with distance, not the physical kind, the invisible kind. Cold shoulders, blank stares, a laugh too loud at my brother's jokes. I told myself I was being paranoid, that I'd been away too long. Deployment had turned my brain into a hammer. Everything looked like a threat. But then she stopped sleeping beside me, stopped cooking, stopped calling. And when I returned from my final tour, my brother was already there, helping with the fence, fixing her car, drinking my scotch. "I owe her," he said, smiling. "You were gone, I was here." It stung, but I said nothing, because the moment you flinch, they know where to strike. I started watching, not reacting, just observing. Phone records, GPS logs, keylogger on her laptop. At night, I laid beside her as her breathing slowed into fake sleep. Watched her twitch when my hand brushed hers. I checked the cameras. She didn't know I added 2 new ones, one in the garage, one under the porch light. He came around twice a week. She wore makeup on those days. They never touched in view. But guilt leaves fingerprints in silence. I found messages, encrypted, disguised under fake work receipts, code words, meet times, disposal plans. Then I found that note. "When he sleeps too deep, we move." The night before the van, I pretended to pass out in my chair, whiskey untouched, TV flickering static. I watched her check my pulse, watched her signal through the window. He came in through the side door, smelled like gun oil and cheap cologne. "He's still breathing," she whispered. He shrugged. "We'll load him now. The swamp's quiet tonight." I let them carry me, dead weight. Let them bind my wrists and dump me into the back of the van. I let the door slam shut. Then I opened my eyes. The zip tie snapped quietly. A slow, practiced twist. No sound. I crawled toward the emergency exit, silent as breath. One boot pressed against the floor panel, nudging it open. Enough light streamed in to see his silhouette behind the wheel. She turned her head, cigarette glowing. Then she saw me, standing, alive. Her mouth opened, but I was already there. Knife pressed against her throat. "Drive," I said flatly. My brother's eyes locked on the rear view. "Drive, to the swamp." His hands obeyed. Maybe it was instinct, maybe it was guilt, maybe it was the quiet steel in my voice. No one spoke the rest of the way, just wheels over gravel, heartbeats between us like a ticking bomb. When we got there, I told her to step out, then him. They did. I tossed the knife onto the grass. No weapons, no screams. No one leaves until you tell me why. She looked at me, eyes wet, not from sorrow, from fear. "You were always distant," she said. "You were gone," he added. I nodded once, then turned my back, walked into the trees, left them standing there, together, where the gators don't ask questions. I made it home before dawn, tossed everything into one bag. No note, no second thoughts. The marriage was already dead. They just buried it wrong. I booked a one-way flight, left my dog with my neighbor, donated the house to a local shelter, let the gators sort the rest. Sometimes, when the wind's just right, I hear the swamp in my sleep, hear the splash, the snap, the silence after. I don't dream of her. I don't dream of him. I dream of rope breaking quietly in the dark, and a voice that once said, "He's not waking up." They were right. I never woke up. That man, the husband, the brother, he's gone. I left him in the back of that van.